Welcome to the Real Estate Investor Podcast. I'm your host, Gary Lipsky of Break of Day Capital. I talk to leading experts to discuss a wide range of subjects to educate investors on best-in-class practices to build legacy wealth and positively impact communities. Let's jump in. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investor Podcast. I'm your host, Gary Lipsky with Break of Day Capital. Be sure to join our Facebook group, Asset Management Mastery, where we have a great community of thousands of like-minded individuals sharing resources and best practices. Hey everyone, we have launched the BODC Multifamily Impact Fund. Invest with a trusted operator with a track record of success. Our fund offers diversification, risk mitigation, tax benefits, and stringent acquisition criteria. If you'd like to learn more, head over to our website at breakofdaycapital.com.
Choosing the right insurance coverage for multifamily properties isn't that complicated if you know who to talk to. At the Garzella Group, we're uniquely qualified to help you navigate the range of policy choices you have, and we're committed to saving you 30% in the process. We do intensive market research and have nationwide relationships, so we can find coverage other insurance brokers simply can't. We should talk. Go to quotenow.biz and we'll start the conversation.
So today's podcast is a special episode. It's our 200th podcast. I've been doing it for a little over 4 years now, and I've had so many amazing guests that have $1 billion of assets under management or more, like Jeff Klotz and Frank Rossler, to guys just starting out. We've talked about KPIs, disposition, downside protection, insurance, raising capital, business plan execution, construction management, exit plans, and so much more. We've had economists like Dr. Peter Linneman to lenders, lawyers, operators, and even a functional medicine practitioner because I strongly feel health is wealth. We've had a former pro skater, a UFC fighter, a fireman, and men and women that have served our country on this podcast. I've learned so much from our guests, and I hope you have too. It doesn't matter if someone has been investing in real estate for 20 years or only 1 year, there's an opportunity to learn from everyone. Some of the biggest takeaways over all the podcasts are, one, that willingness to never stop learning. The business is constantly changing and evolving. You have to put in the work to stay on top of the latest trends or you're falling behind. It takes a lot of work, and for those that put in the work, they will be rewarded. Two, it takes persistence and patience. Those that don't practice persistence and patience won't be successful in this business, nor will they last. And three, there's opportunities everywhere. Whether you invest in Los Angeles with very strict landlord rules, or Phoenix, which is very landlord friendly, or Detroit, which showed, finally a slight population growth for the first time in decades, it's how you underwrite. It's how you understand that your submarket that you're investing in, what is your thesis? Do you really know your market? The podcast was started in the beginning of COVID shutdown in 2020. It was originally focused on asset management, something that no one was really speaking about at the time. It was a great way for me to rocket fuel my growth and a way to get others to talk about what was the most important piece to any deal. Asset management has never been more critical. Today, since you aren't getting that great rent growth, expenses like insurance keep rising at a pace well beyond what anyone could have written to. You have a high debt service with expiring rate caps, lenders getting much more involved in how things are performing. So many of the players that jumped on the scene in the last 5 to 10 years hadn't invested as much in asset management, or perhaps hadn't even seen cycles play out and now are paying a price. When I started the podcast, it was a crazy time and so many unknowns about the pandemic and how investments would play out. It ended up being a great time to invest in multifamily as people were working from home and wanted their own space. So people moved out and moved into bigger spaces, and occupancy and rents skyrocketed, which in turn skyrocketed values. Cap rates compressed, interest rates were low, and you could put high leverage on these deals. Ultimately, this led to many people overpaying for deals, and we've been seeing the beginning of those repercussions of those deals as rate caps expire, cap rates have expanded, and some operators are struggling with their debt service. As a real estate investor, it's important to realize that these cycles, no matter what sets them in motion, occur, and that you need to be able to ride them out and de-risk your asset when you buy the property. Hopefully, the lessons here have helped you not only survive, but thrive. And we'll continue to strive to serve you and bring you pertinent information so that you can continue to grow as an investor. We strive to provide invaluable lessons for you for free and put a ton of work into this, but we do ask that you help us spread the word as well. So please like, subscribe, and leave a comment so we can reach other potential investors. And if you have a subject you'd like to learn more about, please let us know. I'm excited for what's in store for the next couple of hundred episodes. And that's it for now. This is Gary Lipsky signing off. I'll be back next week with another informative episode on the Real Estate Investor Podcast. To all of our listeners, thanks for joining us. And if you like this episode, please head over to iTunes or Stitcher and like, subscribe, and leave a review, as it will help us reach more people. And if you'd like to learn more about what we do at Break of Day Capital, head over to our website at breakofdaycapital.com and sign up for our newsletter and fill out our investor application. We'll talk to you next week.